Hello, my name is Hendrik, aka Henny, and I have a lot of gaming mice, or as my wife would say it, too many. So today I want to take my GeForce collection to give you a quick overview over every current GeForce shape. And yeah, this is my first video, so please don't be too judgy. My English is also not the best. So let's hop right in. Yeah, sorry. See you later. So let's start with the first GeForce mouse I ever bought, the HTM. The shape of the HTM is heavily inspired by the Logitech G Pro. It even has the same curve in the back. The HTM was released before the Superlight, so it was a lighter wired version of the original G Pro wireless. It comes at a height of 40 millimeters, a length of 124, and grip width 59 millimeters, and 64 in the back, 62 in the front. So, like the G Pro, the HTM has a pretty safe one-fits-all shape, so you can palm, claw, or fingertip this mouse. Only if you have big hands, palm will be a bit difficult, and for small hands, fingertip will be a bit difficult. So for comparison, I have the Endgame Gear XM1. I have the Glorious Model O. And because I know Sony mice are pretty popular for shape comparison, I have 3D printed an FK1. So the HTM is a bit shorter than the Model O and a bit slimmer than the XM1. Now let's switch to my favorite GeForce mouse, and overall one of my favorite mice, the HTS. The HTS is not just a scaled down HTM. It comes at the same height. It's only a bit slimmer, but a lot shorter. The HTM comes at a height of 40 millimeters, a length of 112, a grip width of 56 millimeters, with 60 millimeters in the front and 61 in the back. The HDS is mainly made for claw and for fingertip. Only if you have small hands like my wife, for example, it's a palm grip mouse. Hey, Editing Henny here. I forgot to mention that the HTS is currently the only wireless GeForce mouse you can buy. So for comparison, I have the Glorious Model O-, the Starlight 12S, and the MM711 from Cooler Master. The HTS is a bit shorter and wider, and also higher than the Starlight 12S and the Model O-. It's most comparable to the MM711, but the MM711 is a bit bigger, and it has the hump a bit more in the back, so it forces you even more to claw or fingertip it. So next on our list are the Ergo mouse by GeForce, the Skull, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, let's start with the big boy, the SKL. The SKL is pretty much inspired by the Zowie EC1. It's only a tiny bit smaller. It comes at a height of 42 millimeters, a length of 124, and a grip width of 62, 64 in the front, 67 in the back. When it comes to comparison, I don't have many Ergo mice in my collection, so I don't have much to compare it with. But I have the Pulsar X-Lite And I have a 3D printed EC2 for comparison. The SKL is definitely meant to be a palm grip mouse, but with bigger hands, you can claw or even fingertip it. It's a bit bigger than the Pulsar X Lite, and it's somewhere in between the EC2 and the EC1. So I would call it the EC 1.5 Ultra Light. Yeah. Sorry. Well, follow this channel if you want to hear more bad jokes like this. Yay. Now to the SKS. As you might have guessed, the SKS is a smaller version of the SKL, but compared to the HTS, this time it's proportionally scaled down. The measurements are height 40 millimeters, length 116, grip width is 57, 59 on the front, 63 in the back. To prove my theory that it's a scaled down version of the SKS, of the SKL, sorry, I've divided the length of 160 millimeters with the length of 124 and multiplied the result with the other measurement values I had of the SKL, and they matched up with the SKS. So, as always, here are some other mice for comparison. We have the glorious model D minus, the SteelSeries Prime, and as always, 3D printed Saui mice, the EC3B. The SKS is pretty much comparable to the EC3. It's only a tiny bit smaller. From the tiny ergo mouse we have here, the SKS is the smallest, but in my opinion, the Prime feels slimmer in hand. The measurements are pretty much comparable, but yeah, the Prime feels slimmer in my opinion. You can't really compare the shapes because the Prime has more curve here, but yeah, that's how I feel it. Oh yeah, and before I forget it, I would say the SKS is made for claw and for fingertip mainly, or for people with small hands who want a good ergo mouse. So last on our list we have a special one, the HSK, aka the Husky. Here we have the Husky next to the HTS and the HTM. I could imagine that when they designed the HTM, they had mainly palm grip in mind. When they designed the HTS, their main intention was a claw grip mouse, and the Husky is a fingertip mouse. I would say fingertip only. In my collection, I don't have many mice to compare the Husky to. It was mainly inspired by the Zaunkönig M1K and M2K, which is a 300 euro mice here from Germany. And yeah, I didn't buy it. But after I digged deep in my collection, I found one mouse to compare it to. This is the Mad Catz Red One, and had a special gimmick. You could remove the backside of the mouse, and then you had a fingertip mouse. This one was way ahead of its time. It was released in 2014, I think. And yeah, it was bad. They missed many opportunities with it. Oh, and I almost forgot the measurements. The Husky comes at a height of 36 millimeters, a length of 81, and grip width of 58 with 60 in the front. But hold on, there's a new Husky on the horizon. The HSK Plus. The HSK Plus will be a wireless Husky with side buttons this time, a bit bigger. You can check out the video from Good Enough Tech. I will put a link in the description for more details. I don't think we know a release date yet. So thank you to everyone who stayed to the end. I promise my future videos will be better. And if you want to know more about the mice I mentioned, I will put some links in the description. If you want to support me, a sub to the channel would be really nice. And you can also follow me on Twitch or Twitter. I will put some links in the description. So have a good day and bye.